back to the Man Cave. I'm the UP Gamer, and today we're going to play some more Kingdom of Heroes Tactics War. And today we are going to go over a bunch of rune stuff. Somebody asked me to do an in-depth rune video, so that is what I'm going to do. Before we get to that, I did want to say thank you to everyone that's been coming by the channel and subbing and liking the videos. It really helps us out. Really appreciate that. So keep that up, and we'll keep putting out content for you guys. Alright, so let us get into it. Alright, first thing you gotta do in runes is what slots go where. So slot 1 runes. So this is slot 1 right here. And slot 1 runes are always going to have attack. And it's going to be flat attack. Every single slot 1 rune will have attack right there. So you can see it shows up down here. Attack, 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 attack. Attack, attack, every single one. And it doesn't matter what rune type, it doesn't matter what rune level. So there's 6 levels of runes. You can get 1 star, 2 star, 3 star, 4 star, 5 star, and 6 star. 6 star is obviously the best, but that doesn't matter whatever star level they are, you're still gonna get slot 1 is always gonna be flat attack. Now 6 star runes are gonna have more attack available for slot 1. But even 1 star runes are still going to have flat attack, just the number is going to be much less. So that is slot 1. Slot 2. Slot 2, you can get a percentage in things. And it could be a ton of different things for slot 2 runes. So we'll just click on slot 2. And it can also be flat attack. It can be crit rate percentage. Be crit damage percent, max hit points, not a percentage. You can see this one has a percent, and this one is just a flat number. That one's attack, crit damage, max hit points. Here's a defensive percent. Now you can get a defensive percent. You can also get a flat defense. Let's see if I can find one of those. There we go. Flat defense. It's just the static number. It's not a percentage. Now in 6 star runes on your 4 and 5 star heroes, you're always going to want to use the percent, not the flat number. So you don't want to use this flat number. You want to use the percentage rune. And if you don't have that rune, if you don't have a percentage one, you can put a flat one in there, and then while you ruin farms, use that unit, that's fine. But then when you get it upgraded and you have a percentile rune, you're going to want to put this percentile rune on it. Alright, so that is slot 2. Is there anything else we're missing? You cannot get speed in slot 2. Alright, going to slot 3. Slot 3 is going to be defense for every single rune. Just like slot 1 is attack, slot 3 is defense. Flat defense for every spot. So there's that one. Slot 4. Slot 4 is the only place you can get a flat stat speed. Come on, click off. There we go. You can also get all the flat stats. You can get percentages. But this is the only slot. Slot 4 is the only place that you can get flat speed. Now, flat speed is really good for healers, for buffers, for debuffers, strippers. Even some of the attack units, some of their damage scales off of getting your speed faster. I can show you if she's out. There she is. And she has a skill. Which skill is it? Right here. Her number 1. Quickly slash enemies within the target area. Successful crit hits have increased crit damage by 15%. And this skill's damage increases when Esperanza has greater speed. So for her runes, you can see I have attack, I have speed, and I have attack. So speed runes are good for basically everybody. You're going to want speed on your units. That makes you go faster, makes you go more often. And you have a better chance of killing other things. You go more times in them, all that kind of stuff. Speed definitely helps. So that slot 4 is the only one with speed, plus it has all the other. You can do, you know, attack, percent, defense, crit damage, everything, just like you can do for slot 2. Slot 3, or I'm sorry, slot 5. Every time. Slot 5 is going to be max hit points, and it's going to be a flat percentage. Every rune for slot 5 is all flat percentage. I'm sorry, flat number, no percentage. You can still get the percent in the substats, but you can't get it on the main stat. So that's stat 5. I'm sorry, slot 5. And then slot 6 is different. And slot 6, you can get basically everything except speed, but it is the only slot that you can get resistance. So there you go, there's a resistance percentage. Now resistance is good for, you're not going to really use it much in PvE, you're going to use it more in PvP. So if you're doing arena, that kind of thing, resistance is good. And it's good on some of your defensive tankier units. To keep them alive, they don't get debuffed, that kind of thing. They don't get continual damage. Also, in slot 6, not slot 5, slot 6 you can get accuracy. That's the only slot that you can put accuracy percentage in. So both resistance and accuracy only go in slot 6. Alright, let's go look at some of my monsters so you can see how I'm ruining them. Esperanza, I showed you, she's kind of a strange case. I was going to farm with her, so I had Vampire on her. And what Vampire runes do, they give you a percentage of the damage you do back and hit points. Now, I don't farm with her. I farm with Hatoru now, who we will also go over. But as you can see, she's on attack, speed, and attack because she does her damage scales off her speed. For substats for Esperanza, or basically any of your attackers, you're looking for attack percent, unless it's on the attack percent rune. But on this one, you can see I have crit rate and crit damage. On this one, I have speed more, and it has innate crit damage. So that's very useful to me. Always having some max hit points is helpful, but this would be better if I had a crit rate down here. But I obviously don't have that rune yet. And then I have speed. Also, this is not a great rune. I would rather have speed there, and I would rather have crit rate and crit damage down here with attack. But these are the runes I got right now. You can see crit rate rune. This one has 17% crit rate plus speed, which is great for Esperanza. Part is not even, well, we'll look at Hotaru. So Hotaru is my farmer right now, and I'm farming with her in 3-1. She does it in about right around 35 seconds, so pretty fast farmer. You can see she's got good amount of attack, good amount of crit rate. I could use some more crit damage on her. And she is on attack, attack, attack. Now I could switch this rune out for a crit damage rune. It would lower her attack, but I figured I'm going to leave it because she's already doing the farming great. So I'm not going to mess with it. As you can see, more crit rate and attack, crit damage, crit rate. This one has crit damage and attack and speed. I need to actually get her a little bit faster and she'll farm even faster. But basically your damage dealers, you're going to either want to, depending on what exact unit they are, read their skills and then go over what exactly they need. But your attackers, you're going to want to do either attack or crit damage in slot 2. Unless you're really early game, then you can put crit rate in slot 2, and that'll help you kill stuff faster and crit more. And then slot 4, you're going to want to go attack, and slot 6, you're probably going to want to go attack. So to be crit, attack, attack. My must spell, he's another nuker. He's attack, attack, attack. Who else do we have? Claudia, another damage dealer. Attack, attack, attack. One other thing, guys, if you have 5-star runes, which obviously you just saw, I do have 5-star runes that are maxed at 15. I would wait until you get the 6-star rune. Get your 5-star runes up to 12, and that'll help. But if you get a 6-star, then put it to 15. It'll help you save money in the long run, and it'll make sure you have better rune quality, which is going to help you. As far as which sets to use on damage dealers, you're probably going to want to go Charge and Havoc. That's, well, we'll look at Claudia here. So the Charge runes, 4 of them, is going to get you a 20% buff, or a 35% buff in attack, and then 2 Havoc runes will get you a 12% crit rate bonus. So you can see she's not runed well. My Titanos rune pretty well, though. So, and he's on Vampire because I was going to use him as my farmer. But I just kept his runes there. But he is runed pretty well. And I want to look at his stats. So you can see 1,700, 82% crit, and 246% crit damage. I could use some more attack on him. But I don't use him for farming much anymore. So, and he's, again, 5-star rune to 15. Bad idea. Should wait and get a 6-star rune and do that there. As far as the other sets, guys, let's just jump into our rune thing again. I will go over what each set does. Life runes give you additional life for every 2 you put on. So every 2 set gives you max hit points 20%, which is, it's nice for your healers and your daughters, that kind of thing. We're doing over Charge and Havoc. Your Swift sets. Swift sets, for every 4 that you have on, you get a 25% speed boost. So that's, again, very good. Prophet runes. I do not have any. I don't have Stone Skin. Resistance runes are obviously going to give you resistance. Vampire runes are going to give you, they're going to, every time you hit something, you get a percentage of that damage back and added to your hit points. Revenge runes, every time your guy gets hit, he has a chance to attack back. Earthquake runes stun. And explosion runes add a lot of crit damage. Stone Skin is going to be your defensive percentage. And Prophet runes must increase your accuracy. Alright, guys, so we went over attack units. You're going to want attack, crit damage, and attack, or attack, speed, and attack. It could be crit rate, attack, but your slot 2, if you're going to want crit rate or crit damage, is going to have to be slot 2. If you want speed, it's going to have to be slot 4. And let us go over, how about tanks? What do tanks need? What do tanks do? Well, you all know Ingwe. Ingwe is a super tank, or whatever you want to call him. This is my Ingwe. He's got 55 speed, 6,500 hit points. He can solo F11. He's on Vampire and Life, so he wants lots of hit points. And you can see I have him on hit points and more hit points. And this one isn't even leveled up all the way. And this is a 5-star rune, and he can still do F11. So on your tanks, you're going to want either hit points, or it could be defense, hit points, defense, or defense, depending on what the unit skills are, that kind of thing. So a unit that maybe their damage goes off of defense, you're going to want defense. If you have a unit that's that scales off hit points, you're going to obviously want to go hit points, and you want, again, that percentage. And then if you have buffers or daughters, you're going to want to definitely go speed, and you want to have some accuracy on them. So this is Thea. Thea dots everything. You know that. She hits the unit, puts dots on herself, and then she transfers the dots to her. So I have her on hit points, speed, and accuracy so that she can land her debuffs. Now, on somebody that's like a healer that's going to buff your team, you don't need the accuracy, so you could go with the Swift set to get them the speed they need, and then you're going to want to go hit points, hit points, hit points, or hit points, speed, hit points, and you're going to want to mostly go with the Swift and life, usually. This is one of my buffers. You can see she needs to be much faster, but she's got a lot of life, so she can survive to buff people and heal them. And her runes are pretty garbage. But I have her on hit points, really crappy hit points, and more crappy hit points. But she does fine for what I need her to do. So that is basically how you rune the multiple types of units. Now, there are some different stuff, and that's just for PvE. For PvP, you're going to want to look into accuracy a lot more and a lot more into resistance, because that's how you can survive. Don't let the other team buff you or stun you, and then you can kill them anyway. But this is mostly for PvE content. Okay, where to get runes? First place is right in the campaign. So if you go to Kent here, you can see that Kent is going to give you, on Conqueror, it will give you 3 to 5 star life runes. Obviously 5 stars are better. Cornwall will give you charge runes, 3 to 5 on Conqueror. And along with every other level, there's Havoc. Asgard over here is Swift. Brown Dust is, those are those Prophet runes. There's the accuracy. Elysian. I haven't finished that one up yet, but I didn't even look at the runes. This one is the Stone Skin, 15% defense. And then there's Tartarus. And Tartarus gives you resistance runes. Where else can you get runes? In the rune dungeon. So Fafnir's Den. And where does it show which runes he gives? Oh, they're right there. So Vampire, Life, Charge, Havoc, and Swift. These are all the runes you can get in Fafnir. Sealed Armory. You get the Earthquake, Stone Skin, Prophet, Resistance runes, and Revenge runes. And there is one more place you can get runes, and that is in the Altar Realm. So if you go here, and the rewards, you can see all the runes. Plus, here you can get the explosion runes as well. And fire, is it the same thing? Yeah, fire. Maybe fire was different. So that's where you can see you can get all the runes. Now, of course, in the Altar Realm, you can only do it 3 times a day, but that's the only place to get those explosion runes. And I haven't done this. But yeah, I think that's going to be it for this video. I think I went over everything. If you have more questions, please leave the comments down below. I will do my best to answer everybody's questions. And yeah, thanks again for coming by the Man Cave, and I will catch you guys in the next video.